Welcome back to the channel, everybody. My name is Travis and this is Bacon and Backpacking, and today we are doing a first look video at a brand new product I just received. And you can tell it's a brand new product because it still has the tag on it, okay? So this product is a really cool concept. It is from Get Out Gear, and this is called the Trek Chair version 2. And the interesting thing is we're not going to be going over just one product, but we're going to be going over two products because this is an innovative new design. Basically, it's a backpacking chair. It's called an ultralight backpacking chair. We'll get into that more in a second, whether or not it kind of fits that bill. But it actually incorporates trekking poles into the design of the chair in order to bring down like the total pack weight. So first of all, before we dive into the video, guys, there's a couple of key points I want to hit here real quick. First, I want to explain my relationship with this company, okay, so I can be fully transparent. And then the second thing is going to be, this is just a first look at a new product. This isn't meant to be like a review or an endorsement or anything like that. Obviously, we got to test it out first before I can weigh any sort of judgment, on the topic. Get Out Gear actually emailed me, basically said that they would send me this $200, chair and trekking poles, for free. All they asked is that I test it out and that I give an honest review. And then they wanted me to call the founder of the company and have a phone call with him after I get a chance to check out the gear. So, no matter how this thing shakes out, I do think it's really cool of the company that shows that, they're really trying to get their product out there and get it tested, and they're looking for like good, honest feedback. All right, so let's get into the meat and potatoes of this product. So this product retails at $199. Now there's kind of like a couple different options you can do, right? So you can buy just the components of the chair itself for $129. And that's assuming that you already have trekking poles to use with this chair. You can get it for 129 bucks. Now, I don't believe that the warranty is valid though if you use your own poles, okay? That's a policy that may have been updated, but the last time I looked, you have to use their poles, okay? $129 for the standalone chair. Now, if you buy the bundle, so you buy the components of the chair and you buy the Goat Stix trekking poles, they're going to give you a discount because typically these things are 90 bucks and that's 130, okay? So you can go ahead and do the math on that. They give you a little bit of a discount if you buy both together. This video is not necessarily about the trekking poles, but I will say for 90 bucks, I mean, these things feel nice. I mean, these are carbon fiber. They have like no vibration in them whatsoever. I was using them around the yard a little bit, and these things are stout. The locking mechanisms are, have very good like positive lock on them. They're fully adjustable. All the things you're looking for. You got the cork handles, and then the EVA foam if you need to choke up a little bit. Felt line straps. I mean, these things, on the surface have all the features of a $150, $200 set of poles. So, I'm testing these things out as well. And, I must say initial impressions are very good. And we're going to get into, showing you guys this thing, going into the specs a little bit. But, I do want to compare it just real quick to a similar product from Helinox, which is the Chair Zero high back, because that's the closest thing to this. Assuming that you're already taking trekking poles, right? This chair is actually going to be, less expensive than the Chair Zero high back, and it's also going to be about 2 ounces lighter as well too, because it's already incorporating those poles into the design. Now, if you're a person who's not taking trekking poles already, obviously this product doesn't really make like a ton of sense, okay? But if you're somebody who's already using poles and you're looking to get the pack weight down, that's where this thing and this concept really shines. All right, guys, so like I said, for 200 bucks, what you're going to get is what seems to be these really nice carbon fiber trekking poles. So, these come with the bundle, obviously. And then with those trekking poles, you also have mud baskets with them as well too. They also come with like a little carrying case, which I don't have out here right now, to transport the trekking poles. Then for the chair itself, you get your stuff sack, and then obviously you have the body of the chair, and then all of the poles, for those of you who are familiar with backpacking style chairs. Guys, so we're going to go into showing you how to assemble this thing, kind of how the design works, and we're also going to work through some of the product specs as we go through this. So for those of you who have one of these types of chairs, like a backpacking chair, or you've seen a video of one, I mean, they all work pretty similar, right? So this is aircraft grade aluminum. There's rubber feet on this thing. And you know, it's literally that simple just to get like the frame put together. Everything just, you know, pops into place. I believe that you know, it's shock cord that holds all these poles together. So I mean, that's step one. That's how easy that is. All right, so step two, let's talk about the chair body itself. So obviously you've got this mesh here for ventilation. The back is ripstop polyester, and then the seat is a little bit stronger. That's going to be a ripstop nylon. Okay, so the way that this thing works, you've got these big pockets up here. Okay, and Get Out Gear, if you watch like their assembly video, they say to face like the finger grooves, you know, outboard on this thing. You know, I don't know how much it matters, but I'm just going to go ahead and follow, you know, their directions. But basically you're just going to slide the handles of the trekking poles up into these little pockets right here. Okay, you're going to go ahead and do that obviously on both sides. All right, so pretty straightforward. All right, there's this little hub on the back side, and that's where you're going to stick the trekking poles into. Okay, take the ends of the poles and just stick them down the hub. Now you want to make sure that these things lock, right? You'll notice something here real quick. I don't know if you can see that, but you see how on this side there's some of those threads are exposed right there? See how on this side the threads are exposed and on this side it's sitting flush? You know, per the manufacturer, you want to make sure that these threads are seated flush down in there, okay? So just pop it in there. You'll hear like a positive click, and that's how you know that everything's locked together. You know, obviously you don't want to, you know, start putting this thing together and when you sit in it, then it collapses. And then up front, it's going to be very similar to any other type of chair. You've got these little pockets right here. So you're just going to go ahead and stick them over the ends of the poles in the front right there. And, you know, when you're not recording and paying attention to the camera and stuff like that, I mean, this is less than a minute, you know, set up. So that's just kind of it sitting right here, but it's not fully put together yet. Obviously, that's way too much slack. So at this point, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go ahead and unlock your trekking poles and adjust that way. All right, guys, so the cool thing about this chair is you can actually adjust the angle and the tension. So you're going to open up your trekking poles, and you're basically just going to select whatever height you want. So I'm going to go just a little bit over that GOG right there. You know, not necessarily a science to this, but right there above the GOG. So that's one angle right there. I kind of set it up with the poles not, you know, not extended too much. You know, basically just kind of give it a little bit of a recline right here. So as you can see, this thing being a high back, you can actually lean your head right up against this thing. You can sit back a little bit. So for anybody that's used something like a, you know, a Chair Zero, which is a really like minimalist, you know, chair with, you know, a lower back on it, and you're sitting down much lower, this thing is like infinitely more comfortable. I mean, you feel like you can just kind of like sink down into this thing and just relax. You know, like I said, I haven't really done any testing with this thing other than sitting in it, you know, for about 10-15 minutes. But I can already tell you right now, having the chair with the high back's definitely more comfortable. Now, we're going to go ahead and run the poles up a little bit higher, put a little bit more tension on the system, and go ahead and give us a more like straight up and down pitch. You can't really see it, but you know, if you end up getting this system right above the word carbon is where I had the pole set. But I mean, you could take it up even higher, right? So you could basically go, you know, until you max out. All right, there, we're on the 115. So as you can see, that's going to put us a little bit more upright. Okay, so we'll go ahead and take a seat in it with a little bit more rigid. I would say you'd probably pitch it a little bit more taut if you were wanting to do something like maybe like cook or, you know, sit down and eat or something like that, instead of just like kicking way back in the chair and relaxing. But it is cool. You know, it's a feature you don't really see in other chairs, is that you can adjust like how taut the system is, and then you can also adjust like the angle as well too. So pretty cool. All right, guys, I just want to kind of, you know, put this side by side with something like a Chair Zero, even though it's not like a direct one-to-one comparison. Like I said, the Chair Zero high back would be more comparable to this. But for those of you who have a more minimalist chair, I just want you to understand, to get the high back and, you know, the recline and the extra comfort, this only weighs about 5 more ounces than that does. So not too bad. I think the Chair Zeros are all the way up to like $140, $150 now. So, you know, this thing's not much more expensive, and you get what appears to be a quality set of trekking poles with it too. So, you know, if you're somebody who's, you know, looking for a little bit more comfort for not a whole lot more price, considering what you get with this bundle, this seems like it could be a really good option. Do you ever feel like you're trying to like hold yourself up in this thing?
All the time.
So, like the difference is with like the high back is, you know, I feel like I can actually kind of just like chill, and I don't have to use like any of my muscles to like hold myself up. Now part of that's like sight selection, you know, being on like a solid surface versus like a muddy one, being on an even surface versus uneven. But I will say though, this thing just seems to have a little bit better base of support. You know, I've like rocked in it a little bit and stuff, and it, you know, it seems to be okay. I don't really feel like I'm falling over or anything. You know, go ahead and stand up real quick, just kind of show the difference. So, I mean, that's kind of the difference between the two. And like I said, this thing only weighs, you know, about 5 more ounces. So, pretty cool idea, pretty cool product. All right, guys, so we'll probably be wrapping this thing up. Again, I just wanted to kind of, you know, explain the difference. Hey, some of you might not take a chair at all. You might be like hardcore ultralight, and you're using like a 2-ounce sit pad. Obviously, that's the lightest thing you could do. You know, this thing, I think the trail weight on this, in one of these Hilltop Packs chair bags, the trail weight of the Chair Zero is going to be 18.5 ounces, and the trail weight of the Trek Chair version 2 is going to be 23.5 ounces. So like I said, 5 ounces more, but it does give you a little bit more added comfort for that weight. And like I said, if you're already taking trekking poles, kind of just makes sense. Honestly, I'm really looking forward to trying the poles almost more than I am, you know, maybe even the chair. Just in your hands, they just feel like really good quality poles. And if they are indeed that quality at $90, they kind of feel like a black diamond or something that's like a $200 trekking pole for $90. That's the feel they have. Now, like I said, I want to make everything clear, guys. This thing has not been in the field yet. This is not, you know, going to be a positive review, negative review, anything like that. I just thought this thing was really cool. I thought what the company did was really cool, and I wanted to just, you know, make a video about it real quick. We actually have a 4-day backpacking trip coming up here in, what is it, like 3 days, right? Yeah, 3 days. We're going to be going to Dolly Sods in West Virginia for our annual trip, you know, for the subscribers of the channel. Gonna be 17 of us going. Should be pretty cool. So I'm gonna get a chance to try this bad boy out for about 4 days. You know, that's not gonna be enough for me to do a full review on it, obviously. I'm liking what I'm seeing so far, but we have to make sure it's durable, reliable. You know, the thing could just snap in half on me, right? So we don't know until we get it out in the field and test it out. So I probably will call the founder after the 4 days in Dolly Sods, because that should be enough for some like initial impressions to give them some feedback. But, you know, I won't be putting out a full review on this thing until after I've used it for many months. Also, guys, if you like this cool custom printed, you know, stuff sack for the backpacking chairs, you guys can go ahead. I'll leave a link in the description box below to Hilltop Packs. They have a bunch of really cool stuff. If you guys are interested about what I'm talking about with this Facebook group, where all the subscribers are coming out with us to do a backpacking trip, I'm going to go ahead and put the link to that down in the description box below as well too. Go ahead and join up on that, guys. We put up a bunch of content on there, answer your questions, stuff like that. So go ahead and join that thing. But you know, I hope you guys found this product as cool as I did. You know, I have high hopes for it, so let's hope that it lives up to it. But as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you like the video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see more content, go ahead and subscribe. We'll see you guys in the next one.